Hey guys, welcome to episode 3. Today I'm going to go through hand positioning on the bar and also setting up your rack so it's at the appropriate height. So I find this one's a common problem, or maybe something that beginners aren't aware of, or people that are fairly new to weightlifting, is being able to set your hands up on the bar. So the whole idea of the knurling on the bar, so the rough part, is to be able to provide extra grip. Compared to the smooth part of the barbell. But the other thing that this is going to be able to provide is the ability to be able to make sure that your hands are perfectly centered on the bar. So if there's even a minute fraction where we're off center of the bar, that means that the weights that are distributed on each side of our back are going to be distributed unequally. This is going to mean that our spine is going to be loaded unequally. This is going to mean that our whole body is loaded unequally. So one side of our body is going to have a heap more weight on it than the other. This is, one, a bit dangerous, but two, is also going to build up one side of your body more than the other, which is going to open us up for a whole can of worms later on down the track. So I want to make sure that we set it up. So we can use the little markers on the bars. Different bars will be different, meaning powerlifting bars, Olympic weightlifting bars, and also between different brands as well. So try and pick markers on the bar that are going to help you to position your hands the same way every time you pick up the bar for a particular movement. So if you know for deadlifting that you have a fairly narrow grip, then maybe try using your thumb as a marker from the center of the knurling, okay? And using that as a gauge on each side. Or if you have a wider grip for, say, cleaning, and you use these outside markers, then maybe this little marker on the outside here, maybe we have our little finger just on the inside of that little marker, okay, on both sides. But we need to make sure that it's consistent and that we're using that with all our lifts to make sure that our hands are always equal on both sides, whether we're back squatting, front squatting, cleaning, snatching, deadlifting, no matter what movement we're doing, we need to make sure that our hands are equal on both sides and that we're not lopsided. So that's the first thing with barbells. The second thing is being able to set up the rack. Okay, we need to make sure that with the rack, when we're going underneath for squatting movements or pressing movements, that we're actually bending our knees to get under the rack, so that when we extend our knees, then the bar comes off the rack. If you find that you're going up to the rack and you're going under the rack with straight legs and then you're having to tiptoe off, what you're doing is you're putting yourself off balance before you've even started the lift. Most important part about lifting heavy weights is that we need to be able to create as much stability as possible. If we're not starting our movement by putting us in a stable position, then it's going to be a lot harder for us to reclaim that position. So how do we fix that? So we can set the rack up or the bar at a height that is going to allow us to bend our knees underneath. So there's a slight bend in the knees. So any soft knees, we can set up underneath, whether that's a front squat, back squat, no matter what movement we're doing. Then we're able to just extend the knees, and that's going to be enough to pull the bar out. So this should be our setup under the bar. We extend our knees, and then the bar comes out of the rack, and then we can move into our movement. So that way we don't have to worry about going into our toes. We can use these big muscles, these big legs to be able to take the weight out of the rack and not waste too much energy mucking around on top of our toes. So short one for today, but there are a couple of things that you can work on. So obviously adjust the bar height for different movements compared to front squatting, back squatting. Even if you're doing movements from the floor that don't have weights on them, my recommendation is to stick the barbell just a little bit lower so you can practice just pulling out of the rack slowly, almost doing like a rack pull to be able to help with your training. So that's episode 3 wrapped up already. It was a quick one today. If you have any questions or comments at all, feel free to post them below. Thank you.